Now, Zora is kind of a blank slate. They try and do some stuff with her, but as I said before, it just ends with like that "we're so pathetic" thingy. Yeah, probably my favorite character, Henry Loomis. Not just because he's hot. Fucking everyone's thirsting over this guy, but I just prefer like your average man, like a paleontologist who is like so excited to see these animals in person. Like, bloody hell. I really wish we could have seen him like on the mainland witnessing these dinosaurs. That's something I'll get into in a separate video about how this film commits the biggest sin of them all. Like, Loomis literally says, I'm going to tell you it's a sin to kill a dinosaur. And then the writers just kill them off screen. We don't even get to see like anything. Bloody hell. I'll get into this later. But yeah, Henry, I loved him. That scene of the Titanosaurs, absolute standout of the film. Probably one of the best dinosaur sequences in the film. Not that there's much competition, since literally all the other ones are just carnivores trying to attack them. But still, it's a pretty good scene. Also, like the families, although that does bring up the character that I dislike the most. That being the boyfriend, Xavier. Like, although that was like kind of the point, he's like kind of a dick at the start, and then like eventually he grows like, but eh. Also, he has like probably the worst scene. Like, so bloody hell. The dad is like talking him how like he's like happy that he's dating his daughter or whatever, and the Xavier's like, because like this film cannot just have a single like scene of characters like genuinely having emotion. So he's like, yeah, well, I gotta go take a leak, and then he does see two raptors stalking up, two of them. One gets dropped by the Mutodon, and you're thinking, okay, cool, that other one's gonna come back. They're gonna fight the Mutodons at the end. Nope, never return. And it's such a waste because we're in the character section, aren't we? We should be talking about this in dinosaurs. I already brought this up, so we'll just get through it now. The Raptors, oh, they're so wasted. Like, if they just like reused Blue or Delta's model, that's fine. They went out of their way to give us a JP3 esque design. Like, if they just brought over the JP3 designs, that's fine. But they actively redesigned it, and we don't even get to see it. It's not even in focus, it's in the background. Whatever. Save that rant for the dinosaur section. We're in the characters. But yeah, I like the family. Like, they're nothing special. I never felt like any of them were gonna die. Unlike our next character, Duncan Kincaid. I'm genuinely surprised he made it out of this film alive. Like, he like throughout the film he witnesses his scenarios, his friends die, and then the D-Rex is coming up to Zora, and then he doesn't want to lose like Zora or Loomis or the family, so he decides to sacrifice himself because the D-Rex is attracted to light, like a moth for some reason. I don't know, probably has like mosquito DNA. That's how they explain six limbs, probably. It's a tie-in material 10 years down the line. But he, the sacrifice is pretty stupid because we see the flare go out, and then the D-Rex comes, the boat gets away, and then it's revealed Duncan isn't dead. Let's say the boat didn't make it out of there in time. Duncan just killed everyone. So, pretty weird. That's how they decided to go about it. Also, how'd the flare even go out? What, did he just dunk it under the water? Surely he knew it would just go back to the dock, right? Whatever. And this brings us to probably one of the more interesting characters, at least for me, Martin Krebs. Martin is basically Dodgson from the Lost World novel. Like, he tries to kill, like, one of the girl leads. Fuck. He tries to kill, like, the girl. Well, not really. He just doesn't help her up. Yep, and then he's also like collecting the DNA and shit. He's kind of like Novel Dodgson crossed, and I doubt this is intentional. Billy Yoda from Jurassic Park the game. Like, he's from a big company, tries to kill like one of the leads, hides under a van, or just under a vehicle. That's something he has in common with Novel Dodgson, and also like one of the mercenaries, like one of Dodgson's guys from the novel, who like gets caught up with Packies, and then he gets dismembered by raptors. He gets detoured by an ankylosaur, then gets dismembered by the distorters. So kind of similar, a bit. But yeah, he also kind of reminds me of Billy Yoda because, like, he betrays the group, tries to take the DNA to the mainland himself for money, and but I doubt that was intentional. Like, then he's part of this new company that we literally never heard of before. Like, at least Biosyn was like semi set up in the first film. Parkogenics literally comes out of nowhere, although mainly because it's like a pharmaceutical company. No really anything to do with dinosaurs. And I sincerely hope they aren't trying to make them the Biosyn stand-in. Because Biosyn should be the Biosyn stand-in. This has been happening all video. I'm sorry. But yeah, Biosyn should get like a redemption arc to be like proper villainous company. And I really hope that like the CEOs of Parkogenics aren't gonna be like a Dodgson replacement. Colin, Colin, killing Dodgson was the worst mistake in Dominion. He didn't even do anything bad. Like what? What did he do? Like starve? Try to starve the world so that they just buy Biosyn crops? Okay, yeah, that's pretty bad. But still, you like hardly did anything the entire film. Now let's move on to the segment that all of you care about: the dinosaurs.